think the Ravens are the biggest winners in the AFC North this offseason?
This is a team that consistently is going to be in position to contend because of how talented they are. The reality of it is those guys can play.
So the AFC should watch out for the Baltimore Ravens this season.
Players in the NFL, certainly one of the best players at quarterback. They got a guy at tailback in J.K. Dobbins, who I think could be an all-pro. They got one of the best tight ends in football, a plethora of perimeter weapons, some health on the offensive line, a very good defensive line, one of the better young linebackers in the NFL, and a top 5 secondary. And no one talks about it.
Oh, what it is, yo. Welcome back to another episode of At the Bank, a Baltimore Ravens podcast. You feel me? Yo, I'm on episode 10, Doug. Like, wow, that's what's up, man. Shout out to the GRYD, man, for actually giving me this opportunity to actually talk to y'all, true Ravens fans. You feel me? And it's dope, man. But before I jump into this episode, if y'all have not listened to my previous episodes, the new voice, the wide receiver room, the backfield duo, contract frustrations, please go back. Listen to those episodes, you feel me? And let's keep on running these views up, you feel me? Because last I keep telling y'all that my wide receiver room episode has gotten over 2.1 thousand views. So, you know what I mean? I want to keep on producing good shows, good content for y'all. So let's keep running it up. And to all my fans out here, man, if there's a topic that you want me to discuss about in this Ravens world, you feel me? Let me know. Hit me up. Drop it in the comments. Make sure y'all go out here and tell all your Ravens fans. Tell all the Ravens fans. The Flockers, come on in. This is the show that you will want to see and want to watch. You feel me? But now, got that out the way. I'm on episode 10. And this episode is going to be titled True Contenders. All the Baltimore Ravens, really, true contenders, coming into this year. And honestly, in my opinion, man, I know it's going to sound biased. I know it's going to sound like, oh, come on, Doug. But honestly, I really do think this is the year that the Ravens really are true contenders this year. We did everything we could possibly do to try to revamp this whole franchise and to come back and to be a stout team this year. We got a great head coach. We have a new offensive talents. We got a new offensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator came last year. We still added some more key pieces to the defense. We got one of the greatest kickers, or the greatest kicker of all time. You feel me? So it's like everything that we have is in place for us to be a true contender and to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. Because that's what it is all about. Is us trying to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs, because we all know that Chiefs was the champs from last year. Chiefs was the AFC champs, and they just keep on winning the AFC. But honestly, I do believe that this is the year that the Ravens get it done. You feel me? And the only way it's going to get it done is it starts from the top. It starts from our coach. And Coach John Harbaugh, as we can clearly see, man, is a great coach for us. In the 15 years he's been with us, he's won 147 games and lost 95. He lost 95 games. I'm sorry. But his percentage is a 60% of him winning his games. And that's not bad. You know what I mean? He's over 50%. he shows that he can win in the regular season and out of his 15 years. You feel me? Now, to the playoffs. He has 11 wins, 9 losses, in which he's a 55% of winning playoffs. And I believe that's a good track record, honestly, in my opinion, in the 15 years. And he got that one Super Bowl. I believe that John Harbaugh can produce another Super Bowl. I believe that John Harbaugh is a great enough coach and will bring another Super Bowl here to Baltimore. You know what I mean? Because he showed us the demeanor, the culture, the play like a Raven, everything that it stems from. I'm not saying it's all coming from John Harbaugh. It comes from the previous past of the Ravens and more. But John Harbaugh really installed his thumbprint onto this organization. And honestly, I really can't foresee another coach coming in here to coach us. I don't think that another coach really, other than some big name coaches. Now, there's no disrespect to any other coaches that's up and coming and looking to be a head coach, soon in his NFL league. But at the same time, man, John Harbaugh was the same guy that came off as special teams coach and won the Ravens then to become our head coach. And he has done a great job. You know what I mean? Now, at times, we look at John Harbaugh and like, man, what are you doing? I know it was hella plays last year that I was like, dog, what are you doing? You are being over aggressive. You're doing way too much. This shouldn't have to be. You feel me? And it was due to Greg Roman in that offense, man. That offense really was stagnant at times. If it wasn't straight up run, the offense was stagnant. And at times I felt like John Harbaugh wasn't being the good leader enough to like, all right, let's slow this down. Let's get back to the basics. All this cute gadget stuff that Greg Roman was trying to cook up, man. If there wasn't all that it wasn't good. And it didn't show that John Harbaugh really had his team on his own. You feel me? Because some of them plays that Greg Roman called last year is Greg Roman should have been out the door. Greg Roman showed that I talked about it on the last episode on A New Voice to Todd Monken and Greg Roman. This is gonna be completely different under Todd Monken. Greg Roman, like I said, you did what you were supposed to do. You did what you had to do to be a top offensive coordinator, but he was holding Lamar back. Now that we feel like Todd Monken can unleash Lamar and not hold him back and elevate Lamar, that's going to help John Harbaugh out tremendously. Because if I can just date back, I remember probably about 2-3 years ago, it was a lot of fans calling for John Harbaugh to see, saying that John Harbaugh shouldn't be our head coach anymore. Because sometimes that John Harbaugh do play that homeboy stuff. He kind of like, all right, Lamar, let's go out here and try to do something for us. Is at times that John Harbaugh didn't take the points when the points was there. He'd rather go ahead and gamble and try to get another first down or try to get closer, or you gambled the wrong way. With Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the NFL history, that Grace, we gotta let him cook. Gotta let him score. Gotta let him get his legs in. You feel me? Because the more we keep holding Justin Tucker back, man, the more games that games that we can let slip out of our hands because we were not trying to take the points. We'd rather just try to get the yards instead of the points. And that was some of the things that John Harbaugh fall under. It's like, dog, what are you doing? Why are you not taking points? You have to take them. And this is the year that I think that John Harbaugh has to really pay attention to a lot of detail, a lot of things with this new because if this offense gets to thriving, gets rolling, and then all of a sudden just go cold turkey, go dead, no movement, no nothing, we're not going to really point the fingers at Todd Monken or Lamar. We're going to start looking at John Harbaugh like, what are you doing? What are you calling? Why is this? And why is that? And in my opinion, that's not going to be a good look for John. You know what I mean? I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that John Harbaugh comes in here with a different mindset and be a true leader of this team. And got to make sure that some of those decisions can't be made. You know what I mean? You can't just be over aggressive every time. I understand that certain teams, yes. Some teams you just want to beat the hell out of. You want to make a statement. You want to show that they are below us. But that's when teams really sneak up on us, in my opinion. It's when you keep on trying to strangling, and you keep on showing how aggressive you could be. Eventually, a person is not going to be scared of the aggressive all the time. It's going to learn how to say, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and move to the side and learn a different route to getting to him. So, John Harbaugh, man, it starts with you. It is really going to have to really comes down to you stop being over aggressive. This is the only way we can make it deep into the Super Bowl. Now, I mean, make it deep into the playoffs to the Super Bowl. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that be bashful. Don't go for 4th and 1 at times. If you are inside that red zone, man, and you feel like it's an easy 1 yarder, yeah, go ahead and take it. But if that is 4th and 5, and we not even in the red zone, kick the field goal, take the points, live another day. Let your offense regroup and let the defense come out there and do its job. You can't keep putting the defense in bad predicaments and think defense is going to hold. It's not going to be that easy. It's not going to come down to like that. It's not going to go win the defense favor every time. I understand that we got a stout defense. I understand that possibly we can be ranked in the top 10. But you don't want to be dropped out of the top 10 all because of you making over-aggressive, stupid calls, stupid plays. Can't do that. We cannot put the defense in bad position this year. I believe that's one of the key ways that we can make it to the Super Bowl and be a true contender this year. Now, let's switch it over to the offense because that's what everybody is geared up to see and everybody cannot wait to see is this offense. And right now, this offense is a must see. Can't wait. You know what I mean? And I'm most definitely liking what's going on in the offseason for us and what the things that we are doing and the leadership that I've been seeing and everybody coming to camp, everybody is showing out. You know, except for one person is having a little contract frustration, in which I talked about 2 episodes ago, that J.K. Dobbins is having a little bit of frustration. But besides that, we came into camp on the offensive side in good and in a better condition, in my opinion. You know what I mean? We was able to we was able to get Lamar signed to his deal, and he was able to come to OTAs on time. Which that makes everybody happy. It makes a lot of people happy because for the simple fact, when your franchise quarterback is coming to OTAs and you're able to see him in action, catch passes from him, able to hear his voice, able to make sure he's able to command this offense, that's a plus. And that's what that's how great teams do great things. And that's how the Ravens will become a great team. We're already a great team, but we will become greater. Because we had Mark Andrews. We had, even though J.K. Dobbins was frustrated with his frustration, he showed up to camp. Gus Edwards showed up to camp. OBJ showed up to camp. Zay Flowers showed up to camp. Nelson Aguilar, who's been having a great offseason camp right now. Because his name has been ringing bells. So that's going to most definitely can be a surprise step up. If Nelson Aguilar comes out here and ball this year, my goodness. Everybody worrying about OBJ, everybody worrying about Zay Flowers and worrying about Mark Andrews and what Lamar can do. But just an unsung hero. I'm trying to tell y'all, if Nelson Aguilar comes out blazing this in the beginning of the season, he's going to be the game changer. He's going to be our X factor in that wide receiver room. And just go ahead and put that out there now. Nelson Aguilar is going to be the X factor in our wide receiver room. I understand everybody is looking at OBJ. Everybody is looking at Zay Flowers. Everybody's even looking at Bateman because I just said it in the wide receiver room episode. Bateman is our true number 1 wide receiver, and he's going to have to show that he's our true number 1 wide receiver by staying healthy, by coming to camp, and showing that you can take on majority of these targets that Lamar is going to be throwing at you. But like I said, for everybody coming to camp and showing that they are really, really interested in learning this new offense, that's another way to show that how we are true contenders. You feel me? Now, just take this picture right here. You see, we got a Lamar, we got an OBJ, we got a Zay, all just sitting there working out together, trying to figure out this new offense, figure out where's the spots that you like it at. Where you want the ball placement at. If you got you. You know what I mean? It's just the little things that's going to make things easy and better for us. You know what I mean? So this offense seems like it's going into the right direction. You know what I mean? By the continuity of it. You know what I mean? Now it's all about getting these X's and O's together and learn everybody's space and where it's going to be at. You know, so if everything comes together, then everybody stays healthy. Things are really starting to look up, because if I'm not mistaken, they are projecting the Ravens to be number 6 in the number 6 in the NFL and number 4 in the AFC. You know what I mean? So number 6, we still make it to the playoffs. It's just saying that it's a possibility. They just trying to say that we won't win our division. I think we will win our division. I think we will dethrone the Cincinnati Bengals off that chair. I think this is going to be a year that Joe Burrow is going to have to look up and see Lamar. Instead, you know what I mean? So I think that this is our year. And then if our offense can stay in the top 10, because you know it's just that one thing. Is that wide receiver passing yards have to come up. Can't be at 1,500. Can't be at 31 or 30th in the NFL. We have to somehow be in the top 15. We have to be. Our receivers going to have to be in the top 15. Maybe have to become in the top 10 to be a real contenders. Because if you have a top 10 wide receivers, if you have a top 10 quarterback, you have a top 10 running back, that offense is pretty much is your top 10. And then we already know once you get into the playoffs, it's a whole new different game. What you did in the regular season really doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Because just to think, just think real quick. Last postseason, where you played against Cincinnati Bengals, this close for taking it to overtime or possibly winning. If Tyler Huntley didn't try to jump from the damn 5-yard line into the end zone and got stripped, it could have been a different story. If Poche would have caught that tip ball, could have been a different story. You know what I mean? So it's just like I said, it's just the little detailed things that can help us build to become a championship contention team. You know what I mean? We just gotta wait and see how do this offense play out. Will Todd Monken put Lamar in the best position to win games? That's all. That's pretty much what we're going to have to wait and see. You feel me? And then when it comes down to our defense is most definitely going to have a step-up year. A step-up year. And then with us having a step-up year, it's going to have to start with Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. These two commanding the middle. These two completely you can arguably say they are the best duo linebackers, or could be the best duo linebackers in the NFL right now. Starts with them. Us losing Chuck Clark is a big hit. I said that. It's a big hit because that was the guy that was pretty much controlling the defense, getting everybody lined up, getting everybody in position. Now we're going to have to look at Roquan or Patrick Queen to be that voice, to be that leader. And I think that this is the year that Roquan Smith will be that vocal leader. I think we're going to have to march to his tune and his beat and how he's really progressed. Because you got to say and think, we gave up a second-round pick to bring him here last year. And then once we got him here, we gave him that contract extension. So it's only safe to say that the keys to the car is going to Roquan Smith. But I also think that Patrick Queen is going to have a ball out year. He's on a contract fight. He's fighting for a new contract, and he got some things to prove. And I think that when Roquan Smith came to the team last year, it shows that now that Patrick Queen, he couldn't hold it by himself. He needed another stud linebacker to help fill in that role so he can fulfill what he was trying to do and trying to get better to where he's trying to get. And I think this is the year, because we seen Patrick Queen as another one. Showed up to camp. Ain't worrying about no contract right now. I understand this on the back of his mind, but he understands that a job has to be done, and the job will get done. And I believe that Patrick Queen will get this job done. Now, if he don't get a contract with us, I hate to say it, I still see Patrick Queen being in the league, getting a big contract from somebody else. Excuse me. I hate to say that it might be the New York Jets. We already let CJ Mosley walk there. We already had traded Chuck Clark there. And so I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Patrick Queen will be a Raven. He will. I believe that he can finish his career as a Baltimore Raven, or at least majority of his career as a Baltimore Raven. So it's most definitely going to have to start with those two, and then it's going to have to come from like I said, losing Chuck Clark now with these safeties. I know what Marcus Williams is about. He damn near led the NFL in interceptions last year, and he went out with a broken wrist and still was out here balling and showing that he's a key piece to this defense. Now we got to see the second year Kyle Hamilton and how Kyle Hamilton will really adjust and grow into his new role. We got to see that now that we don't have Marcus Peters on the other side of Marlon Humphrey, who is going to hold down that other side of Marlon Humphrey? Can he hold down that side? You know what I mean? So it's going to be some questions. And the most top question that we're going to have to ask about this Ravens defense is our pass rush. Is Oweh and David Ojabo going to be able to get the job done? Or is we going to have to come from an outside and try to bring in like a Javion Clowney, and it was somebody else that's a decent pass rusher that's out there also. You know what I mean? Just to bolster up that pass rush. Now, in my opinion, I think we should bring in another pass rusher. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ugarte is available. And if he's available, he was already here. Why not bring him back? Why not try to fit him into a new defensive scheme now, since we got a new defensive coordinator? It's just that right there, that pass rush, that's going to be something I will be keen in watching majority of the season, because that's going to really separate our defense. If we can't get no pass rush, oh man, it's going to be another long season on the defensive side again. Now, I'm not going to say that the defense really couldn't hold and do their job last year, but it could have been easier if we had pass rushers or somebody getting to the quarterback consistently. This is the make or break year for Oweh. I really do. This is a make or break year for you, my guy. You have to reach somewhere near double-digit sacks. You have to, or your quarterback pocket presence have to be on point. Because if you're not going to be on point, man, then we're going to have a long season. But, you know what I mean, I still believe with our defense ranking in the top 10, I think we will be a top 10 defense again, and that's going to really hold us down. Because I'm not saying that we're going to be as dominant as 2000 Ravens. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. I don't think there's no team will ever be the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. But somehow, some way, we got to kind of find that gear to kind of be close to that 2000 defense. And if we can't be close to that 2000 defense, and I'm not saying that we got to be as scary as these guys or actually be, because like I said, that would never happen again. But we gotta our defense can't just live off of that name. Our defense gotta live off of what we are doing now. You feel me? And right now, like I said, we in the top 10, but we can be better. Pass rush and finding out who our other side of that corner is going to be is real key things to our defense this year, on us to making a Super Bowl contenders. That's the only way. You feel me? Because on the special teams, I think that we probably got one of the best special teams in the league. You feel me? We got the best kicker. I didn't already state that at the beginning. The best kicker. Kicking 90-something%. You know what I mean? And that's within 50 yards and in. 50 yards now, he's still up in the high 70s. And You most definitely. We seen what Adam Vinatieri was to the Patriots. He was their savior at times. And I believe that Justin Tucker can be our savior and will be our savior. And our recovery team, our special teams, and all that good stuff with Devin Duvernay still possibly being back there, one of the dangerous returners that's in the NFL right now. So we have all the ingredients to make a Super Bowl cake. Now we just got to learn how to make sure we can put it in the oven, bake it at the right perfect time, so we can slice that cake up, so we can bring that Lombardi Trophy home back down in by the M&T Bank Stadium, back downtown in Baltimore. You feel me? And I believe that it's coming. It is coming. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but it is coming soon. I believe in John Harbaugh, Steve Bisciotti, Eric DeCosta. I believe in these guys. I believe that they're not looking to tank. They're not looking to just be a relevant team. They want to be the relevant team. They want to be talked about with the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals. We have to be in that conversation this year, and I think we will be in that conversation this year, because as I looked at some of these rankings, man, it's no way in hell that Trevor Lawrence should be higher than Lamar Jackson in the quarterback ranking. There's no way that the Jacksonville Jaguars should be higher than the Baltimore Ravens. Now, don't get me wrong. I know the Jaguars made it just a game further in the playoffs, but come on, Doug. Come on. Did we really believe that Trevor Lawrence is better than Lamar? That's another conversation for another time. So, as I'm wrapping this episode up, man, I want to just, like I said, I appreciate y'all for joining in, tapping in, tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share button. You feel me? And make sure that we all our flockers put it out there that we are Super Bowl contenders. Let the whole NFL world know. You know what I mean? Let your best friend or your homeboy, your homegirl, whoever it is that's not a Raven fan, let them know. This is our year, and we will be making it to the Super Bowl this year. You feel me? We will dethrone Kansas City. I'm gonna just go ahead and be on a humble and say it right now. We will dethrone. We will be talked about. We will be mentioned. So make sure y'all go out here. Like I said, share this episode. Subscribe to the GRYD Network, because At the Bank will most definitely be here every Saturday. All right, and speaking of that, let me go ahead and give y'all some news right now, man. As y'all already know, every Saturday I drop. You know what I mean? And now that football season is getting closer, it's getting real closer. And I would like to announce that At the Bank will be going live. We'll be going live on July 15th. Yes, July 15th. Mark your calendars. I will be going live. So all my Flockers fans, just make sure y'all come in, join the show, comment, share it, all that good stuff, because I'm gonna be able to put y'all into the show, man. You know, put your comments up, all that good stuff. So make sure y'all tune in. July 15th at 10 a.m. is where At the Bank will be going live. So remember the time, the date. Mark it on your calendars. July 15th at 10 a.m. At the Bank will be going live. You feel me, man? So make sure y'all tell a friend who can be a friend, who could possibly be a friend, to come in and join. Subscribe to the GRYD Network. You feel me? Make sure y'all go out and watch the rest of the podcasts that we got on this network. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. And make sure y'all go tune into MTMO Sports Podcast, yo, where I'll sit there talk about Dame and the NBA free agency. My 109th thought is available right now on YouTube and on the GRYD Network. So make sure y'all go out there, run those views up for me also. And for all the people who don't know anything about MTMO, let me give y'all this information right here on the ticker. Here's my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. So anywhere y'all see At the Bank, y'all see this space, you know, MTMO, it's all linked together. It's all in one home, you feel me? So make sure y'all go subscribe, share, like, review, all that. You feel me? Make sure y'all do that. Because like I said, the grid, we coming. And we ain't stopping. And we is most definitely there to be different. You feel me? But, you know what I mean? Until then, till next time, you feel me? Remember, as always, big trust. And I'm out.